This is daf from Yerushalmi Shevi'is. The article is by addition we're on top of Ayin Chesed Alpha. I'd like to start right at the bottom at the two dots where the head of the article is Mishael Perish Vishnaflu Chule, and take it from there. With Shimon Lakish, and in the Vilna, that is on daf Chavos 9 and Aleph. In the Gemara, about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's no header here. 5 lines out. Shimon Lakish Omer. So our Mishnah had said somebody had Perish Feast, which he got Yerusha or was given in Matana. Rabbi Elazar says it's given to people who are smuchim al shulchano, people who you have to support. And the Chachamim say no, this car a sinner cannot be for profit. But they should be sold to people who will eat them, and the money then should be distributed to poor people. It says Kol Adam in the Mishnah. The meaning is to poor people. So, and this Gemara says, "Arshim Melakish bePeros Avera he must nisin." Our Mishnah say about Peros Avera. That's why it's Chot in this car. They weren't proper. They didn't undergo proper biur, and that's where you find it. Vatanya. So we learned the Baisa. What's the Peros Avera? Lo yigabohen. So our Mishnah allows you to eat, so at least according to Rabbi Elazar, right? It's allowed to eat it, but where the Brisa says you're not allowed to touch, you're not allowed to touch Peros Avera. So why not? Just eat them, give them to somebody to eat, sell them to somebody, give them money to Aniyim. Shani Tamon Mitzia. So I'm not sure the good girls is actually like that in the Gemara in front of us. It's a little bit different, but there's no Tamon more for Shani Hi Mitzia, Shani Hi Najavlu Ba'al Karchel. So the Metzia, you pick it up, you show these Peros Isser, it shows your Nichole and Avera. And therefore we tell you, don't pick them up. And the truth is that, on the other hand, the plates out of Kavanaki, there is a little bit of Knas here. The Knas here is that your Mania, well, no, it's the other hand. Your Mania, we don't let you have the benefit of profiting by taking Metzia. Not sure that that's important. Let's ignore that point. So Shani Tam Mitzil Karchel here, we weren't zoching them, so we weren't zoching the Peros Avera, so therefore they were more lenient with you. They felt you. It's not your fault, so to speak. So Rabbi Yochanan says, no, Mishnah actually Peros Heter. Says going Peros Heter Masnisin, but Rabbi Elazar may Yinosu Lochem. If it's a Peros Heter, so why do you have to give somebody else? Eat them yourself. If Rabbi Elazar's maker says you have to give them to other people to eat, why? Eat them for yourself, eat them for yourself. It says more Rabbi Elazar Shamutihu. Rabbi Elazar was from Beis Shammai, and he holds a Beis Shammai that you're not allowed to give Peros Feast for Tovas Hanoah, for even not just for money, but for appreciation. You can't be appreciated for Peros Feast. The appreciation is also worth money, so to speak. So therefore, since there's a Tovas Hanoah here, you can't. And there's actually it's the next line. Tanina often Peros Feast shelo b'toiva divrei meir. You eat. You have to eat Peros Feast shelo b'toiva. So the way he's saying it, the way Kamnoki explains it, is that if you eat them yourself, you're going to be maxi toiva to the person who bequeathed them to you or the person who gave them to you. And we don't want you to maxi toiva to them. It's like we're paying for it. So therefore, as a result, you should give it to somebody else. And that person is not going to be maxi toiva to the original person because they don't know the original person. And I think they also know that you can't eat it. So therefore, there's not going to be any zokas toiva. So Uvada Rabbanan receivingly, and Rabbanan respond to him as follows: like Beis Hillel, okay, fine, right? So that's the case. So So uh, what chait is there? We said you're allowed to eat Pear Shevi'is b'toiva. What chait is involved here? The language of the Gemara is a little bit choppy in this respect, but the way it is, but I see like ain't a chait in this car. I guess it means it means that in the Mishnah, where it said ain't a chait in this car, it's saying that you're still getting. Yeah, okay, it's complicated. It says not so complicated. It says they said, and listen, according to you, what's your problem, right? You hold that you can't be Max Torah for Pear Shevi'is. Coming to other people who are Ochle Shulchancha is not going to help because you're still going to be Maxi Tova. Why are you going to be Maxi Tova? Because you benefited. You got to give people who are Samachal Shulchancha, people who are not you, got to give them food. So therefore, you're still going to be Maxi Tova. So therefore, if that's the case, the only way, L'shitascha, what should you do? L'shitascha, b'shitascha, shatami nasu lachlem, ein achet in this car. Okay, it's in the chayt in this car. Ella, again, l'shitascha, you should have them sell their food. Sell them to other people who are going to eat it, and not get any money for yourself, but give all the money to Taniyim. So there'll be no Avzokas Tova whatsoever. Okay, so again, let's read this inside. So Rabbi Lezer Shemuti, but Ninon ain't ochlim Pear Shevi'is shel b'toiva. Ochlim Pear Shevi'is shel b'toiva. Dikli Beis Shammai. So V'adar Rabbanim seemingly, and the Rabbanim say to him, Oy bazoi. If that's your issue, ain't ochlim in this car. Is he still not getting schar here? He's getting schar. He's still having a toiva mafsi toiva because he's getting to feed the people samachal shulchano. They're responding to Shitasa that you can't eat Pear Shevi'is b'toiva. So they would say Shitasa, tell no man, you know, lochlem ain't in this car. So you don't have a problem of in this car. You do because it's affording you a revach here. You don't have to pay for their food. Eli Malchus, therefore you have to sell them and get no Shitasa, no tova whatsoever. Okay, Amrai Rabbi said, Hori Rabbi Yasi Bilen Kan Messiah are artichokes, says Kamraki. So they pass him by, even though it says Kundasya in the Gemara, it's supposed to be Kan Messiah. Sheelchim Mosem Liyama Melech. So the Tzayback artichoke weren't mevar them. And in order that the chayt should not be in this car, they said that the money is also asabanoah. And it's telling us that they're also, even though you're not subul da'achila raw. So therefore I might think that they don't really have a status of a food stuff, which requires biur, because I guess animals don't eat artichokes. Or if they do, I'm not sure exactly. But in any event, he's saying that if you weren't mevar the artichokes, so we're kindness you, and you have to bring the equivalent of their value to the Yam HaMelech. And that means that the money itself is also banoah, right? You sold the artichokes. You weren't supposed to. You sold them. You got money. Don't you get the only get turned off for the money? We make you take the Yam HaMelech. So again, the question is why the Gemara says specifically about artichokes, and what the Kavanaki says is that maybe because they're that's even though they're only suitable to eat with some processing, a little bit difficult. Let me see if anybody else has anything here. Doing a frying. I'll give the frying on the next, so yeah. Let's go. Not much. He just said he also has that Dvarim Stumi. He says that this is similar to what we said before, that you should be found by Perish Shevi'is Achar B'Yer, shouldn't pick them up in order not to get Hanoah. He also says, Chaim Kevsky says, Machal Behema. I guess that's, again, it's not clear why artichokes. It's had to be a mice with artichokes. But really, it's true about any, that was the psak he gave. But any vegetable with achas b'nabir, you shouldn't get hanoah from it. If you sold it, you have to molech hanoah, the most yamamelech. Okay. Achas b'nabir when you weren't mevarit. Okay, so let's go further. Now we're going to go to the Galgian Ephraim on this Gemara. Right, Mona Shol Rabbi Chizkiah, Mao Mechla Befunyon LaAshkelon. Mevla, sorry. Mao Mevla Befunyon LaAshkelon. So it says Kavanoki. Nearly should talk Lamar. Mefunyon. Mipunyon. From Punyon. Upunyon Shemoko. The same place. So in Punyon, Dino Eretz Yisrael. It's Punyon like itself. Emotim Perish Shevi'is Chutzaretz. You don't want to take fruit from their Chutzaretz. And Ashkelon is Chutzaretz. V'ayim b'dmai perek beis tav chesam and beis Rabbi Shimon ben Zechariah said haminim hasurim punyon, the meaning which are also in punyon hagazim chule. V'lai tzorchem hasham bepunyon. Whatever that says panyon, so maybe so say punyon. It says bringing up from different fusim, different girusos in the name of this word, the name of this town. But in any event, he says whatever girusos are. It's a Shem Makom, and the question is if that is like Eretz Yisrael, as we just said. Okay, and so it brings that near also learned that way. So he asked the question, Mao Mevla mi punin la Ashkelon. He said it's also because it's from Eretz Yisrael Chutzlaretz. Rabbi Chizkiah have a claim b'shuk Sorry, Chizkiah was in the marketplace. Sorry, Chami Chatan. He saw somebody carrying olal min isure. He's carrying a cluster of grapes, which from Isra, I guess they did not undergo biur. No, they must go strong further. He says that he was locked on Isra. He actually gathered them, Isra, not just after beer, but I guess they were speaking. No, so he's saying it's to us the Kavanoki says it's Peros Eretz Yisrael. He was taking them to Chutzlaretz. Issa was their Perish Shevi'is. And he was taking them to Chutzlaretz. Okay, so he wanted to help him out. He turned around so he's not going to see him. Tiny Perek. So the Tiny Porak, perhaps. It says, the Gemara Ephraim says, Yisrael was embarrassed. He took the maso off himself. Yerushalmi, Yibam was very good. Armalei, lace tani upirish. Okay, so Tani Parak means he recognized him. Tani, he recognized him. According to that Parak, and he put down the load. The Kavanoki explains that Tani means Amru, and it's a memra. It's not saying the Bryce. It's a statement of Amroim explaining why he turned his face. That he didn't want to help him out, even though it's Zovimo. When somebody's donkey is overcrowded, overloaded, he didn't want to help him out. Kolkach Lama, why is this? Kadeshi Asem Makomo Chiach, in order to make the place demonstrated. So the Ephraim says Kisari Dinok Chutzlaretz. Kisari is Dinok Chutzlaretz. It's probably not Caesarea in Eretz Yisrael, because that seems to have been part of its own by Shei. It's like Katzrin in the Golan, which we know is also called Kesarin in the Yerushalmi. So the Golan probably had a din of Chutz Laretz. Sherebi Yitir Kesarin. And we're with my Perik Beis, etc. Tzarech Lamar She Reb Chizkiya Yada Shahu Gavra Hevi Aperes Meretz Yisrael. He knew that he was made Aperes for himself. Afar Chizkiya Parmi Menu. She knows his Aperes, and that's why Chizkiya turned away when he was carrying the fruit. Bashuk in the marketplace in Katzrin, which is in Chutz Laretz, Limkor to sell. And this is an indication to the people in that place, in Katzrin, that Shaperos and Peros Isser, it's Shvi'is fruit brought to Chutz Laretz inappropriately, and they shouldn't buy from him. It says, but Tzitzi Lagia wanted to change the Lashon from Kadesh Yasem Komo Muchach to Shelo Yasem Komo Muchach. But the Rechizka Afachas Panav Kadei She'akol Yabinu She'perosa Basurim. Shim Lo Afach Panav, he wouldn't turn around. Oyam Komo Kesarin Hochach She'em Peros Kesarin Umutorim. Then he would think that the fruit becomes local fruit, and therefore it's mutter. Shamar Rabbi Yaakov Bar Acha v'Amar. Rabbi Yaakov Bar Acha heard this, and he said, "Amad de'hen yolad bar." The Moshe complained, "Klamar ashrei imo shel zeh sheyolad bo ben chashuv kazeh." Right, the praiseworthy is the mother of Rabbi Chizkiah gave birth to such a son who is so careful that not the takala should not come through him. Let me just check whether we've up to the next element already. No, it goes away the only parak. Okay, Rabbi Shimon Levi. He told the students, Lotis bun Yarek Ela min Ginta de Sisra. Okay, to only buy from me vegetables from Ginta de Sisra. Obviously, it was a garden which they knew belonged to a guy. And even though it was in Eretz Yisrael, Rabbi Shua holds that Ben Yehuda holds Yeshkin and Ba'akum Mafkim Kedusha Shvi'is. A non-Jewish field doesn't have Kedusha Shvi'is. And it's interesting that the Yerushalmi and the Mai, this is from the Gaminoki, it indicates that this story took place in Beit Shan. And Beit Shan maybe said it wasn't Chayim Shvi'is altogether. It wasn't. It was Matir Beit Shan. But Shimon did not want to rely on the heter, because there were some Chachamim who doubted the heter of Beit Shan. So Chaim Eliyahu Zachor Latov. So Eliyahu Navi came to him. He said, Zil Omer to the student, Zil Emol Rabach, tell your Rebbe, Leisa Dog into the Sisra. This garden does not belong to Sisra. It doesn't belong to the non-Jew. The Yudoy Avos, it belonged to a Jew. The Katle Goy, and the non-Jew killed him. The Nasmin, they took it from him. So therefore, it really is doesn't belong to that guy. It's just stolen land. It belongs to a Jew. So in Bois Machmarta al Navshach, if you want to be machmer yourself, don't do more than other people do. If it's good enough for Rebbe, it's good enough for you. And it turns out, because you see, if you try to be machmer, it's not going to help. Right? You're not end up not being machmer anyway. You end up having to lie and Rebbe regardless. So therefore, don't be machmer more. It's like Al Tiyat Tzadik Harbe. Okay, so now to the final part of the Mishnah where it says that somebody eats from Isa Shvi'is and before the challah is taken off, it's Chayim Misa. Char Banash have a chashid. There was an individual who was suspect. Hal Shmitza. And Amar Elisa, he said to his wife, Apigin chal chalsa. Take off challah. Okay. Amar, she said, who got a chashid Shmita? So you don't keep Shmita. But Amar Apigin chal, they told me take off challah. Come on. Amar Elisa said, challah midivar Torah, Shvisa Gamliel Chavechov. Oh, he was a lamdin. He said, challah is a din deraisa. Right? This is like the Rabbanan Be'Rav Ksus Daf Chafei. They hold that even though Chumash Mana says Rabbanan Chaz Deraisa, Shvis is like Rabbi Gamliel says later on in Parak Yud V'Lach Beis. It's like once there's no Yevel no Shemitah, so therefore some of the Rabbanan. So it says, I'm makbid on the rices, not makbid on the Rabbanans. Sure, I'm makbid on Shemitah, but take off challah for me. Okay, that's the end of the parak, and that's the end of the daf. And we'll stop here today.